I'm here with the twisted news. I promised you on Tuesday that I would have a sample of the My Neighbor Colorway on my model behind me, and I went to the studio and I found her and I brought her over so you can see all the beauty that is our 2020 in-person colorway, which is now more than in person. It is online. It is our virtual 2020 colorway of the year. So it's pretty awesome. You can see it goes from this really dusty rose color to a nice light rose color. I'll talk about the pattern here in a second. I also brought some cakes of yarn and some skeins of yarn to show as well. So here we are. This is the evolution. Now this is an Arial large evolution. So the color on it is going to be a lot more saturated and deep than it would on some of the blends. So you can really get a good idea of that pink and that rose color. It's really flattering on just about everybody. And depending on your complexion, you can put the dark one at the top, the light one at the top, just, you know, whatever you like. Here it is on a self-striping skein. This one is a tasty classic. So the cashmere in there is going to soften the color just a little bit. You can see here in comparison, the darks are just a little less saturated in the pinks as well. That is a tasty classic. And then I brought the solid two petites, one on each end color. This is what you see. These are the ones that I took pictures of to put up on the site. So you can kind of really see color on each end, and it matches up with the colorway. See, the pink is kind of buried in, let's see if I can pull it out a little bit, just a bit. The inside pink. Yeah, it's kind of buried in that evolution. It's in there, it's just deep in there, and I don't want to destroy the cake of yarn. So you can really see it here. So that's the My Neighbor Colorway. It's the colorway of the year. It is available online right now on the site, twistedfiberart.com, and it is in the all colorways section of the site. If you scroll down to the M section for My Neighbor, you'll see it there, and it'll say limited edition. That means this is good through December 31st. Of 2020, and then it'll be gone. And for the colorway of the years, we usually go at least 2 years before we consider bringing it back. We want to make sure that that colorway it remains exclusive for that time period. However, I think we're going to leave the solids up this time so that if you do have a skein or a cake of this yarn and you don't start on the project right away, but you start on it later, then you can add on a petite or a grande of this colorway so that you can complete your shawl or your sweater or whatever it is that you're making without too much issue. So I think we're going to keep the petites or the solid colors on the site even after 2020. But the full colorways, the evolutions, and the self-striping skeins, remember you can also, this is a classic, but you can get this in a jumbo as well. Those will be removed at the end of the year. All right, on to this. This is called Glaciers Are Melting. It's by Manuèle Ducret. I will put a link to it in the down below in the notes, and it'll also be in the newsletter when I send it out. We are out completely of this pattern. We took it with us when we went to California, and it was a huge hit. So because it was out on the aisle and the colorway was just so beautiful, that pattern sold out like fast in the first day. So, but it is available on Ravelry. I'll put the link, and you can get it there. This one is done in a Glamour large. I don't think you can really see the shimmer. It's a really fun knit. The lace is almost all right down through the center. The rest of this is just some stockinette back and forth. And then at the edge, you get this gorgeous, look at this. It's like breaking of a glacier. I love this design. And this beautiful edging here. So this is a glamour large. You can also get it. You can also do it in a tasty large. I would suggest sticking to those two bases for this project because of the yardage that it entails. And you can get all of those on the site in the My Neighbor Colorway. Since we are talking about the Our Neighbor Colorway and patterns, I thought I would grab a few more of our models, our samples that we've had made up, knit and crochet over the past year or so, that really highlight our colorways. And I went with about this size of a shawl, so it'll be a large or an extra large cake of yarn that you would need to complete this. And these are all available on our site except for this one because we are out of the pattern. They're all available on the site and they're all available in the colorway that I'm going to show you. However, since we're talking about the My Neighbor Colorway, and since you are here and watching me, if you put in the notes, My Neighbor Please, we will substitute the My Neighbor Colorway for whatever colorway is listed on the site. Now, I'm gonna put that in the notes below. I'll mention it in the newsletter as well. And this will only be good for 2020. After that, obviously we won't be able to do that anymore because that colorway will have gone away. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna stop the video, but you won't even notice because I'm gonna come back in a minute with a new model on the lady behind me. This one here is called Lily Pool Terrace. It is a really pretty design. This is in our Zen colorway. It's available as a kit on our site right now. This one was done using a glamour large. You can also do it using a tasty large, just like the Glaciers Are Melting shawl that you saw a moment ago. The difference with this one and the last one, there are many, but the very big difference is that this is knit from side to side instead of top down. So it starts right here at the very tip, and then it grows and grows and grows. This is some garter right here at the edge. What you can't see, well, that didn't work. It starts at garter, you get some lace, some more, this garter, yep. And then it goes to some gorgeous lace work, and you get a nice little picot at the end. What you end up with is a very wearable shawl. It's easily thrown around the neck as a scarf. You can wear it across your back as a true shawl. It will cover one shoulder more than the other because it's asymmetrical. It's just beautiful. This is available on our site right now. It is called Lily Pool Terrace. It's by Kirsten Kapur. And if you put in the notes that you want it in the My Neighbor colorway, we can do that. All right, this beautiful lady right here is my pattern. It is called Them Their Eyes. It is shown here in the Zen colorway. Lots of eyelets, lots of stockinette. There's more eyelets up in here. This one was done using a tasty large, but this beautiful shawl can be made in just about any base we carry and in any size we carry. Now, I will make a note. Smaller shawls will give you more of like a little scarflet or a little bandana size shawl. Because of all of the stockinette, it makes kind of a small project when you go smaller than a large. But a medium works wonderfully. You can still use it as a nice scarf. And then as you go on up, large and extra large in the sizes, depending on yardage, you get this beautiful textured drapey shawl. So this is the Zen colorway. It's available on our site right now. It's called Them Their Eyes by yours truly. All of our bases pretty much are available for this project. And if you write My Neighbor in the notes, we can substitute that colorway for the Zen. This is called Roses Are Red. It is a nice sized shawl, knit top down. It's by Beck. You can see there are lots of little eyelets, a nice long spine. I'm pulling it, I was trying to pull it straight, but it's like a mirror. I don't know which way I'm going. And then little rose patterns, little eyelets that create little rose patterns all around. It's a lot of stockinette in between. This is a super simple pattern to knit, and you can make it as big as you want it because you can just keep going with those repeats. This is one I'm dying to see in the My Neighbor colorway. I think it would be so beautiful, and I just love the name Roses Are Red with this gorgeous rose color yarn. This is available on the site right now as a kit, or you can get just the pattern download code. If you decide to get the kit, it will come in this beautiful colorway we call Newton, unless you put in the notes you want it in the My Neighbor colorway, and we will substitute it. How pretty is this? This is one of our most famous samples recently. We've used it in a number of our ads, in a lot of our signage. If you've ever gotten one of our postcards, Meg, you can see a picture of Meg wearing it. It's just, the color is so stunning, and it's such a versatile pattern. We just really adore it. So the colorway you're seeing here is called Bliss. This is a really long, it's kind of double round right now. It's a really long scarf, shawlette, I would call it. Let's see if I can turn it here. You can see how it goes the whole way around. It drapes in the front and the back. You can wear it as a scarf, just like on this lady here. It's long enough that you can double it, like fold it in half, throw it around and tuck it through just like you would a scarf. But it is also wide enough that you can wear it to drape over your shoulders. You can wear it over your elbows when you're walking, over a little black dress. This is just gorgeous. But because it's so small, it also looks great with just jeans and a t-shirt. It almost creates kind of a collar. So really versatile pattern. It's called Nightfall Ruffles, and it's by Natascha Vögele. It's available right now on our site as a kit or as a pattern. You will get it, if you get just the kit, you will get it as in this Bliss colorway. But if you would like to swap it out for a My Neighbor, we will do that this year. My Neighbor. I think that would be really beautiful. I think for me, I would do the dark rose at the top. It's a top-down pattern, and I just like that dustier color by my face. Those of you who are a little lighter than me, you might want to try for this gorgeous light pink. I mean, look at, up by the top, and then it would be anchored with the rose. I just think, that'd be really cool. So this one's Nightfall Ruffles. I know we have a lot of crocheters in our group, so I thought I'd bring in a couple crochet ones as well. Let's see if I can turn this. One is in our Harmony colorway. Isn't that a beautiful pattern? It is it's knits from side to side, the small end, and then it just keeps growing until you get all the way to the wide end. I'm sorry, I said knit, but it's not. This is a crochet sample. The name of this model, this pattern is called Keyed Up. It's by designer Thamo Hurley. There'll be a link to all of these below. And this one is knit or crocheted using a Glamour Large. This one, because it's so adaptable, could really be done in any of our fingering weight yarns, including the new base Svelte. You could also do Glamour Large or Tasty Large, but you can also do it in an extra large, and you would get just a gorgeous, ginormous shawl. This is a pretty generous size just as a large. If you got this as an extra large, you would have full coverage, and I'm talking wingspan like for days. You would probably be able to wrap twice. It's just a beautiful shawl. You know, I'm a knitter, so when I see crochet, I'm not always sure about how it's going to work out. And this one just is so lovely and uniform and tight where it should be tight and lacy where it should be lacy. I just really love this. So again, this is called Keyed Up Shawl. It's by Thamo Hurley, and this is the Harmony colorway. But for 2020, if you write in the notes, My Neighbor, we will substitute the My Neighbor colorway for this one. All right, this is the very last one. This is also a crochet. Look at how it drapes. Oh, okay, this is also a crochet. For those of you who are crocheters, but you were like, oh, I really like that Nightfall Ruffles shawl that was in Bliss that I showed a few minutes ago, this one is for you. This is basically the crochet version, not really, but the construction is the same, of that other shawl. It's a nice long top down scarf shawlette. It's what we call it. It is a simple construction. It's easy to wear. Look phenomenal with a little black dress. It would look awesome with a pair of blue jeans. This is in our Warlock colorway, and it's, let me look. It's a Glamour Large Evolution. It can also be done in a Tasty Large Evolution. And if you put My Neighbor in the notes, we will substitute the My Neighbor colorway for it. It's available right now on our site. You can get it as a kit or as a pattern. I hope you go and check out these awesome patterns. They're pretty cool. And I love that they're all put together. It's like a ready-made project. You just pop it in your cart. You'll get download code right away after you check out. You'll get it via email, and then we will dye your yarn for you, and you'll have it in about 3 weeks for if we're extremely busy, but our turnaround time has been pretty good recently. It is summertime. We are just one person at a time at the studio, so we are running into the at least 3 week range right now. We don't send anything that's pre-dyed. We dye everything to order unless we tell you otherwise. So all of the yarns that you receive are made specifically for you. That's all the news I've got this week. I just really wanted to show off some of our models. I think that's fun. I might do this a little bit more often. We have so many of them from all of the shows that we go to, and they really, really speak to the construction of an evolution. You can really see the slow, gradual, beautiful transitions that we do and we work so hard at. Go on over to our site, check out all the kits. There are more than just the ones that I talked about today, in different sizes and different colors on different bases. Check out what we've got. Right now we probably have about 10 or 12 on the site, and that list is always growing. Just a note, most of the pictures for the kits are in our yarn. Some, however, are not. We don't have pictures for all of our models that we took. It was a work in progress that we had probably gotten about, a great large handful of done before coronavirus hit our country and our world. And at that point, we had to abandon the project for the time being. So that's kind of what's been holding me back from putting up more on the site, more kits. But I think instead, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the images from the designers themselves with their permission, and then update as we get back to taking pictures. So some of them you'll look at and say, wait, that's not an evolution. Or what? How does that work? And that's because that's not our yarn. But there will be more pictures as they become available. Okay? Thank you for joining me. I will see you next week on Tuesday or Wednesday with Good Morning Twisties. Love you guys. Bye.